And my friend was just here and she said I should go here. And then this is what I found on Insta. But what do you think? So now we've gone from being we are the curator, but we're also the filter. Because like you said, we have 40 million choices and everybody wants to find the hidden gem, but not the hidden gem that 40,000 other people found.
So, as you use AI, I'm sure you're using it maybe to help build itineraries, find restaurants, hidden gems, as we kind of talked about. But, information is not the same as intuition. It's not the same as trust or taste. Where do you think that the human concierge will always have the advantage?
That's a great question. I would say again, like, first off, I'm not anti-AI and it's like, I love technology. And I remember, like you said, like a few years ago, it was really big a few years ago and everybody was like, oh, AI is going to take all our jobs and everyone's going to get fired. And I was just like, hold up.
Not that that's funny, but how you
Yeah,
said
no,
it.
but like, cause people were really freaking out. And I was like, oh my God, Michelle, like, are we going to get fired? And I'm like, no, and I wasn't worried because we talked about a lot in Liquidor and we said like, hey, like what are the differences? And even this year, it was this whole set. We had a whole education day, and part of it was the indispensable concierge. Like, what do you do to make yourself really valuable? And it's interesting because again, like you said, I even said this to a boy I was training today. A lot of our job, yes, it's hospitality, it's service, but you're like a psychologist at the same time. Someone walks in the door and it's like, I feel like I've been doing this long enough that when you walk in, I already know if you want to be chatty, what country you're coming from, what you're about to ask me, how quickly I should move you along. Or, I mean, you can just read a person, right? Body language and everything in it. And even if you tell me, oh, like, I really want to go eat at like, Noma, this happens to all people say, I want to eat Noma. And I'll look at them like, okay, so are there any allergies or dietary? Oh yeah, I don't eat this, 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 and this. Okay, well, you do realize it's like many courses and you realize like it's a set menu and you do have two small kids with you and it's one price and it's 4 hours. Really? I don't. Okay, well then let us find something but it's like I already knew that, but you have to get the guests there as well. And again, like AI will never do that. And it's this whole thing of like now and again, in this age, it's like being a concierge, you're reading people, you're anticipating needs. Of course, that's all what luxury is all about. I'm giving you the umbrella before you have to ask for it. I'm getting the taxi before you mention it. But it's also about knowing the people and having the network. Like this woman today was like running by and said, oh, I really want a natural organic beauty supply shop. Do you know any? And also I was like, oh my gosh, I know this amazing place. It's right by my house. It's a woman. She used to be a lawyer. She now makes all her own products. Like she knows where all the essential oils come from. It's all natural based, all organic. She can trace all the origins. And she was like, and again, it's like you have to know these things and you have to not only know them, you have to be able to know it very quickly because people's attention spans are much shorter now than they were 10 years ago. Right? Like you were saying, 10 years ago, people would come and they wouldn't know as much. They didn't maybe Google as much. They didn't have as many lists. They didn't have as many, there weren't as many bloggers. There weren't any TikTokers, so at Dangater, they would come up like, okay, what should I do? Now they go, okay, well, ChatGPT tells me I should do this. And my friend was just here and she said I should go here. And then this is what I found on Insta. But what do you think? So now we've gone from being we're the curator, but we're also the filter. Because like you said, we have 40 million choices and everybody wants to find the hidden gem, but not the hidden gem that 40,000 other people found. So you really have to think about and very quickly on your feet, okay, where can I send you that would really wow you, something you didn't expect, you know? And if you take too long, they've already Googled it themselves and they found it and they booked the table. Oh, okay, I don't walk to the metro. Okay, bye. So you really have to catch people, and be quick on your feet. But again, it's a sense of reading people. It's a sense of having, like AI will never know the owner to that shop that I'm talking about. They'll never be able to tell you the backstory about her because she's not all over the place because she's a small niche woman, one woman show, right? They'll never know how to open up a department store after hours because they don't know the store manager, right? Like they don't know exactly how many steps maybe to this restaurant and like the ambiance and how it's going to smell and how loud the music is. And that's what we know because we've been there. We've met the managers. We've asked the right questions and we know what's capable. We know there's a private room in the back that they don't put online, right? Like these are the things that AI will never, in my opinion, replace.
That is so perfectly said. And it's it really boils down to AI is never gonna have a point of view, and that point of
No.
view is going to, I think, just excel this position in luxury hospitality. It's
Mhm.
never going away, and it will only make it much more valuable.
Mhm.
So, okay, so then, when you kinda touched on this a little bit, but how do you read between those lines, and guide someone towards an experience that they actually want? It
Mhm.
is it more about knowing a place, knowing a person, is a little bit of both, you think?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a little bit of both, and I think you also touched on it, like luxury is anticipation, but, like, we're learning now, and especially, like, 1 Hotels is really good at this. Luxury is a feeling. Does AI give you a feeling of luxury? Even if it has all the information, I don't feel super luxurious typing something into a ChatGPT. But,
Yep,
like, I have to admit, when I walk into a grand like a grand, lobby, and you see a big desk, and the concierge are standing there with their keys, and they're saying, "Okay, Michelle, what would you like? A facial? Okay. Yep, I'm just booking you in." Like, that to me is luxury. Here's the address, the
yeah,
driver's waiting for I mean, like, that whole interaction feels luxurious, and that's why
yeah,
people, I think, love talking to the concierge, and I think, like what you said, it's getting to know the guests, and it's, like, because when the longer you do this job, that's one of the benefits, like, in some jobs, the longer you stay, maybe you're not seen as, like, the new hip one anymore, but I'm actually lucky that maybe I'm not the new hip one because I have all this knowledge, and guests will look at, after they chat with us for just a couple minutes, they go one guy goes, "Wow, who needs ChatGPT? We have you." And I'm like, "Yeah, no kidding. Hello, that's why I'm here." Like, "You should write a blog." I'm like, "I am the blog. I am the OG blog, okay? You just gotta talk to me," you know? But I think it's just, again, like, being in the job and, like, kind of understanding and, like, seeing again, like, it's almost like this new luxury versus, like, older luxury, like,
mhm,
there's, or maybe traditional, maybe I don't wanna call it old, like, traditional luxury, like, there's people that come into 1 Hotels, and again, it's activation based, it's about day life and nightlife and all the nature and sustainability, and it's like, if you're not into that, some people really value the traditional luxury, gold
mhm,
awnings, marble floors, grand receptions, suits, white glove. Like, they read to them, that is luxury. And I can't sit and tell them that they're wrong. It's just that's their opinion. So that's where you also need to pivot. And when I
yeah,
meet my guests, I have to realize, who am I talking to? What are they looking for? And, like, ask the right questions to then guide me in my toolbox and be like, okay, I do love this one restaurant, but I think it's gonna be too modern. I need something maybe that's a bit more traditional. Oh, the menu here is too limited. It's amazing, but and that's where I tell people, they always say, "What's your favorite restaurant?" I'm like, "That's a hard question." I go, "I love this restaurant, but you have to look at the menu, because if you don't like what's on the menu, it doesn't matter what I say. If you can't eat anything, it's not a great restaurant for you."
yeah.
Right? So it's really getting in their shoes, and the best advice that I was ever given before I was concierge was, make sure you're recommending what the guest wants, not what you want,
Want. That's really good advice.
right?
That's just, like, good life advice, right?
Because I think we all, like,
That's
subconsciously do
individual,
it, right?
know?
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
need to, like, we're just, like, excited about a place, and it's like, we all
Mhm.
do it, and we have to
Yep.
really kind of step back and be humble and be like, "Okay." Like, I think too, I was gonna say with luxury, the one thing that nobody can buy more of is time.
Yeah.
Time is so valuable, and I think that's where we really take that seriously. So it's like, they're like, "I have 3 days. I have been waiting all year to go on this vacation with my family," like, "And where am I gonna go?" And it's like, as a concierge, you wanna make sure that you do not waste their time. You do
Yeah.
not send them to the
Yeah.
wrong restaurant, you do not send them to a street that's not gonna have that really cool vintage shop on it. You need to utilize that because you want them to maximize their time, right? I mean, and that's where I also think luxury is knowing and appreciating that, and really understanding that that's important, and it doesn't matter where you stay, how much money you have. Nobody can buy time, you know, and that's where
Such
you can use the concierge.
such a great point.